All this morning, the SGX Nifty is indicating that we could scale the heights of 18,000. We will be there, at least at opening. Whether it lasts through the course of the day, only time will tell. But everything seems to be working in our favor. All the stars are aligning, it seems, for the market to get to that level again. But let's get our entire research team to give us the list of top 10 stocks as we kickstart trade this morning. Anuj, let me begin with you. What are you looking at today?
Well, Sonia, for 2 days I've been talking about IT stocks, so I thought I'll change something today. I think the way dollar has retreated and the way global cues are supportive, my sense is today could be a bit of a metals day. You look at stocks which are taking support at 20-day moving average, and again as a mean reversion trade, like you saw in IT stocks, moving towards the 200-day moving average. So I think Tata Steel and Hindalco. And again, stocks where you have quite a bit of FI interest as well. So that's something that you're going to look at. So that's Tata Steel, of course, the first one that I'm tracking, and Hindalco is the other one. If you see both, of course, almost similar charts, taking support at 20-day moving average, and now perhaps can they move towards the 200-day moving average as a mean reversion trade, like you saw in like you're seeing in IT as well. So I think laggards are going to make a bit of a catch-up play over the next few days or so.
All right, metals did well yesterday as well. The index was up about 1.5%, along with IT. I mean, the top two gainers there. We'll watch the space, Tata Steel and Hindalco. Now, state-run oil marketing companies may get a bit of a fillip. Sources say the government is likely to use funds mobilized through windfall tax against tax to help oil marketing PSUs stay in shape. As things stand, oil marketing companies are taking losses for every litre of diesel being sold. They're not losing any more due to petrol. Timsy is here with his report. Timsy.
Well, that's right. What sources are indicating to us is clearly that the government is likely to use funds mobilized from windfall gains tax levy to help public sector OMCs to stay in shape. Sources are indicating that government feels PSU OMCs, they need help right now. They've already incurred a huge loss, a net loss of 18,500 crore rupees alone in first quarter, and second quarter too seems to be a little difficult for them. Thus, they need government support, and government feels that rising inflation, volatile fuel prices may pose additional burden on OMCs. Thus, it is very important for them to stay in shape. Government is currently contemplating a mechanism to funnel in funds to OMCs, and soon stakeholders will hold discussions to see how best these funds can be utilized, and most importantly, what could be a mechanism to funnel in these funds. The final contours of financial aid mechanism for OMCs is still to be discussed. That will be something that Finance Ministry officials along with Petroleum Ministry and these OMCs will sit together and see what could be a best possible mechanism. But yes, as of now, sources clearly saying that the levies that the government has earned from windfall gains tax was meant for exigencies and not to meet fiscal requirements, and exigencies like to keep OMCs in shape is something that they need to address immediately. Back to you.
All right, thanks a lot for that. Well, moving on, let's track some more stocks this morning. Ujjivan Small Finance Bank is on our radar. Abhishek is here with more on that. Abhishek, go ahead.
Well, Sonia, our news break has been confirmed that Ujjivan has launched a QIP. They have launched a QIP of about 475 crores. We had indicated that it would be around 400 to 500 crores. Demand is strong over there. What we are gathering from sources is that the demand is more than 1200 crore, which is about 2.5, 2.6 times of the IPO. There are 4 bids which are at 100 crore or even more. So SEBI floor price is around 21.93 per share. However, the indicated price has come in at 21 per share, which is about giving an upside to the CMP of 17% if at all you invest. Tier 1 ratio post this fundraise actually increases to 22.4 from 18.7% earlier. The equity dilution is about 13%. Net worth increases by close to 16%. However, book value increases only by 2.4% on account of the heavy dilution seen. Overall, positive for Ujjivan that they are raising funds and there is strong demand over there. Back to you.
Okay, Abhishek, thanks a lot for that. Now, HDFC Life is in focus. I think Nimesh has been tracking this stock for some time. Standard Life, which is now Aberdeen, is going to sell part of its stake, Nimesh?
That's right, Anuj. They're looking to sell 2% stake in HDFC Life today via block deal. The book was launched last evening. The indicative price is between 564 to 578, which means up to 2.5% discount. Now the execution will be key. If it happens in the block window, then I guess stock will react in the green. That's one part. As far as the execution is concerned, with this stake sale, they will raise close to $313 million. Now post this 2% stake sale, the combined holding of HDFC and Standard Life will fall slightly below 50%, so it will be 49.5%. But do remember there was a preferential issue as well, which was announced last week to HDFC at an average price of 558 rupees. And what my understanding is, the remaining 1.7% could be directly sold to HDFC going forward. So maybe in a way this could be a clean out trade, but execution will be important. But still, I'll go with the green for the fact that there is demand for this particular block, and if it's executed in the block window, you will see a bit of short covering as well.
All right, Nimesh, thanks very much for that. But there's one more, right? This is Krishna Institute of Medical Sciences, KIMS. General Atlantic has sold 22 lakh shares.
That's right, Prashant. So, Krishna Medical was part of my charter list as well yesterday. And now there is a confirmation that General Atlantic has sold another 2% stake in this particular company at an average price of 1250. What is more interesting is in terms of buyers, large part of this whole block was bought by ICICI Pru Mutual Fund across two schemes, the small cap fund and the long-term equity fund. Now, even last week, General Atlantic had sold close to 17 lakh shares at an average price of 1230. Now, if you look at the shareholding pattern, as of June 22nd, June 2022, GA was holding close to a 17.4% stake. They have sold 4.8% till now in the last 10 days. So, while they've been selling, every week, so far they've sold 4.5% stake. So, there is going to be a supply overhang. But the good part is that the market investors are buying this particular block. So, I'll go with red simply because there is still a large overhang which can come from GA in the future as well.
Okay, well, let's move on. IRB Infra has some data on the toll collections which look quite good. Vivek is here to give us the latest on that. Vivek, over to you.
Well, that's right. The IRB twins, both IRB Infra as well as the Infrastructure Trust, both of them are in focus. As you highlighted, strong collections as far as the August toll numbers are concerned. But we do have to keep in mind that, the base number is a little skewed. So the August, 22 toll collection is up almost 35% on a year-on-year basis, coming in close to the 336 crore mark. And when you're talking about IRB InvIT, the numbers are up almost 38% on a year-on-year basis, coming in at close to 72 crore mark. Now, for both of these, infra companies, what we need to keep in mind is the fact that in August 2021, the toll collections were actually suspended due to the farmer agitation protests that were going on. And the other thing to keep in mind as far as the InvIT is concerned was the fact that two of the projects actually ended their concession period, so they are not in the numbers. So overall, strong numbers, but we have to keep in mind that the base is a little skewed.
Okay, Vivek, thanks a lot for that. Let's go across to Vahishta now. She is tracking some defense companies. Vahishta?
Hi Anuj, thanks for that. Well, the defense players are holding an investor outreach program, and this would involve the participation in non-deal roadshows from September 12th to the 15th. Now, these roadshows are going to be held in Dubai and in Abu Dhabi and will set the stage for future stake sale by the Government of India. Now, the Government of India shareholding for some of these companies like Hindustan Aeronautics is high at 75.1%, while for Bharat Dynamics is at 74.9%, and Bharat Electronics is also high at 51.1%.
Okay, thanks a lot for that. So here's a quick recap then of our top stocks with positive news flow this morning. There's BPCL, HPCL, IOC, Ujjivan Small Finance Bank, HDFC Life, IRB Infra, HAL, BEL and Bharat Dynamics. While stocks with negative news flow, there's Krishna Medical.